Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. Very hot afternoon here, Sunday afternoon. I've got Fluffy collapsed at my feet looking at me like, make it stop. It's been a long hot summer, I have to say. It might be a bit of a long hot summer for the Parkles coming up in the United States. We are looking today the theme of what I'm calling spares and disgraces, and the potential damage that the spares are doing to the British royal family. The first spare I'm going to be looking at is Prince Harry, and the news that has hit the mainstream, although it's been well known in the Megxit community for a long time, the news anyway has hit the public media that the Parkles have been playing politics through Archewell and the donations that they have been making. So, Deviant Moon Tarot on the tarot table. Today, as we all know, the royal family is supposed to be politically neutral. It's one of the reasons, well, the main reason why they have a royal family in the United Kingdom. It's to play that role above politics, but not the Parkles. The Parkles have been making donations through Archewell to, well, of course, Ashley Biden. We read on that a while back, $250,000 to her Women's Wellness Centre around the time of the election last year. They also have made donations to a woman, an election strategist called Georgie Craig, who's an expert in countering narratives, the disinformation expert, and she was very busy with countering stories about Joe Biden's age and his faculties and the Biden family in general. And she's also linked, I think it's her, to a non-profit that's linked to George Soros. And so it's very much donations, and these are hundreds and thousands of donations, which we now suspect come from that anonymous donation from that fund, that Silicon Valley fund, which we now suspect has to do with USAID, taxpayers' money, basically, allegedly, let's throw in one of those, being channeled through these various foundations to the Parkles and then into very left-leaning pro-democrat agents, operatives, activists, whatever you want to call them. Whatever side of the political divide you are on, I try to stay neutral as best I can. It's difficult, but whatever side of the divide you are on, you probably agree that this is not something that a member of the British royal family should be doing, particularly in the United States, which fought a war of independence to shake off the British monarchy and go their own way. So what's going on? A lot of people very angry on social media about this. A lot of people doing deep dives on YouTube about this, pointing out some things such as that Harry is still a councillor of state, as Shauna is pointing out on Vintage Reads. So really, he's still got a lot of political influence potentially in the UK and expressing these political opinions in the US. They're still in the line of succession. Harry is, his children are, still have titles, still councillors of state. And so really it looks bad. They're still on the royal website. What's the king going to do? Probably nothing, but we're going to check. What's William going to do? Probably a lot. We're going to check on that. Niall Gardner from the Heritage Foundation has now come out and started making a song and dance about this, which has been picked up by the New York Post, interestingly owned by Rupert Murdoch. So we're going to look at that as well. And he is calling now, Niall Gardner, he's calling for a congressional inquiry into Archewell and the political donations that it has been making. There seems to be some appetite for this kind of inquiry now in the United States. There possibly wasn't a few months ago. But we're going to look at all of this just in one reading. I have my cheat sheet next to me, my questions. Deviant Moon Tarot on the tarot table. We're going to ask about Harry and Meghan first of all. Their feelings, their opinions, what are they up to? How aware is Harry? I really want to know. We're then going to ask about Rupert Murdoch and the New York Post. What are they up to? How do Americans feel about reading about this in the public, in the media? Finally, we're going to ask about the king. Is he going to do anything? We're going to ask about the impact on the royal family. We're going to ask if there's going to be any inquiry and outcome of it. And then we'll ask what William will do, Prince William, when he finally gets his hands on the power, the levers of power. So that's where we're heading today. Of course, big shout out to the Royal Grift, who has been banging this drum for a very long time, doing a lot of deep dives into this subject to finally hit the mainstream media. So here we go. It is, of course, just a tarot reading for fun and entertainment, or my opinion or speculation. Just reading energy here, and disclaimer in the box below. Let's see what kind of trouble the Parkles are in. On this front, they're in trouble all over the place at this point. And how's it going to impact the royal family, if at all? This news that's now coming out. If I was an American, I would be pretty angry. We have the Seven of Cups as our underlying energy, which is options, possibilities. It's giving me a bit of an energy of playing games, which it doesn't normally. The Seven of Cups, it's that kind of surreal energy of nothing is really real, pie in the sky, fantasy, and that's why I'm getting game playing. That possibly what the Parkles are doing is in that realm of meddling without thinking that there are consequences, thinking that all is possible for them, every opportunity is available to them, they can dabble in a bit of this and a bit of that, and none of it is really real. And that's why I'm interested to know in particular what Harry thinks about this, if he realizes that this is actually real and there are actual consequences. I don't think Harry in his life has ever really met a consequence face to face. Well, he met a consequence in St. George's Chapel face to face when that fly landed on that face during the wedding ceremony. That is my personal opinion. So let's see the situation we're dealing with. That's the underlying energy, that kind of gameplay. Page of Pentacles, and it's in reverse. This is messaging with money, it's contracts, deals, negotiations, donations. The Page of Pentacles would certainly cover that, and it's in reverse, so shadiness around that, or secretive, you could say, because the card is in the reverse. It's in its shadow aspect, so it's not up front, not necessarily as well-intentioned as it should be. Whatever financial transactions are going on there, there is an element of being hidden, being possibly shady, let's say allegedly, just reading energy here, and maybe not being done through the right channels and with the right intentions. Page of Pentacles in reverse certainly covers all of that. So I think we have a good idea of the energy we're dealing with, the underlying energy and the heart of the matter. The Page of Pentacles in reverse. These financial transactions through Archewell going to very politically motivated people and organizations on the left. So let's look at Harry and Meghan first. Harry's knowledge, Harry's feelings, what's Harry up to here? And we've got the Queen of Cups, and it's in reverse, Mummy Diana. And we know that he subscribes to the notion that Mummy Diana was going to move to the United States. That's where she wanted to be. And I have picked up this energy quite a few times during these royal readings. That is one of the buttons that Meghan was able to press for Harry, a real emotional trigger. Come to California. This is what Mummy Diana wanted you to do. Live out her dream in the United States. Get away from nasty Britain and the horrible royal family and all of that stuff. So it's interesting that she's coming through. Her energy is coming through. But it's also interesting because the Queen of Cups in reverse is very manipulative, emotionally manipulative, or can be. And my sense of this is that he is being manipulated emotionally to go along with this program, with this agenda. I don't think on his own he would have come up with this idea at all. There's a conversation going on in a certain platform, social media platform at the moment, about whether Harry is capable of making his own decisions, being the author of his own life, having his own agency in his life. And the general consensus is no, he doesn't. And what's coming through with that Queen of Cups in reverse is that he's, I want to say, under the influence. And I don't mean that in the sense that he is drunk or whatever. I mean that he is being manipulated. That is my sense of the energy that's coming through. It's interesting, very, very interesting, kind of puppet energy that strings are being pulled from behind the curtain. My opinion, of course. Let's look at Meghan. What's Meghan up to? We know she had political aspirations at one stage. We got the 9 of Pentacles, and it's in reverse. This is the woman who is just desperate to be financially set up for life, independent, her own self-made person. She's failed spectacularly in her life to be that. Everything she's achieved through a male influence, her father, her husband Trevor, then the royals, Harry. Nothing, she hasn't achieved anything on her own. Yes, I know she was in Suits, but it was hardly a starring role in Suits, and she was being written out of the show, which is why she had to scramble to find a prince to marry, one that possibly wasn't intelligent enough to realize what was happening to him, in my opinion. So we've got somebody who isn't doing what she wants to do. If that 9 of Pentacles was upright, it would be independent, can do what she likes. So she's not able to do what she likes. So it ties into this Queen of Cups that's in reverse. She has to go through various channels. She can't just come out directly and say, I support whoever, Kamala Harris. She told us indirectly that she did. But she can't come out and say, I'm running for president, I support this party, I'm making this huge donation to this, whatever. So it's got to go through back channels. It's got to go through Harry. It's got to go through Archie. Well, it can't be direct. It's not independent. She's not a free agent in this, which is interesting. So I'm getting a kind of quite a, in my opinion, manipulative situation going on there. And it's interesting that that little purple dress is kind of picked up in that Queen of Cups as well. Just energy wise, there's some correspondence between those two cards, in my opinion. So let's move on finally, and let's get to the New York Post. And what are they up to? Owned by Rupert Murdoch, who was recently forced to settle. Well, his company in the UK was forced to settle with Harry, pay out an allegedly startling sum in that settlement. What's he up to? What is the New York Post up to? We got the Hanged Man. Punishment. It's a punishment energy in the Hanged Man. And I think this is revenge that's coming through in that card. You tied our hands. You forced us into silence in the UK. We were ready to defend the case, the phone hacking, whatever scandal, that Harry was telling everybody that he was the only person capable of seeing through to the finish line, and then didn't. And they were all ready. They had their case ready. They had everything all set to go. And then at the last minute, no, that's the Hanged Man. Disempowered, hands tied behind their backs, literally in this card, couldn't do anything there. So, oh, guess what? We're not going to be the victim here. We are not going to be silent or silenced here. That's my sense of the energy of that Hanged Man. How's it going down in the United States? Of course, a lot of Americans are very well aware of all of this because plenty are following these stories on social media and whatever. But there's a large parts of the population that's still, I think, pretty unaware, blissfully possibly unaware of what the Parkles are up to. Has it changed? Has it changed their opinion of the Parkles, the story? That's really bad. The Three of Swords. Really bad. That's a betrayal card. Absolutely. So I don't think it's going to go down well at all. With that kind of general populace, people who are reading this for the first time in the New York Post and wherever else it's been picked up, talked about. And that's a card. The Three of Swords is a card of betrayal. But it's an ugly energy. It's a painful energy. Really, you've come to this country. You've maybe fudged your visa application. You have said all kinds of nasty things about your family. And you are living here thanks to our goodwill and hospitality and all the rest of it. You're trampling over the ashes of people's homes. And now possibly you are expressing political opinions and supporting political sides that right now, anyway, are not the most popular given the recent election result. So not going down well at all. Not at all. Three of Swords. In reverse for me means extra, extra. Disappointed, betrayed. What are you doing? How dare you do this to us? We accepted you in good faith into our country. Welcomed you. So let's look at the royal family, the king. How's the king going to respond to this? I'm guessing do nothing, but let's see. And we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, he doesn't want to do anything. The Four of Pentacles upright is hanging on to control, sort of blocking energy. Leave me alone. I just want things to be stable and secure. But he's rattled by this. It's a destabilizing energy. It's not an action card of, all right, I'm going to finally pass laws. I'm going to get together with Parliament and see what we can do, or finally deal with the Parkles. It's just giving me, here comes another crisis that I don't want to deal with. Four of Pentacles in reverse is destabilized, rattled, shook, losing control. The royal family, of course, also at risk, and it's coming through in that card because he's the monarch. He's the one that should stabilize it, that should pass it intact to the next one. So what about its general impact, this news, on the actual royal family, not just the king? How bad is it for the royal family? It's terrible. That's a Six of Wands upright. It's victory, it's triumph, it's glory, it's cheers and applause and well done. It's in reverse, it's defeat. It looks really bad. If the king is going to do a tour of North America, apparently he is shortly, Canada and the United States, if his health is up to it. Otherwise, Prince William is waiting in the wings, apparently, ready to take over the tour. But this tour is being planned. I keep seeing it around, being discussed in UK press, media, TV, whatever. If he thinks that he's going to get a welcome parade in the United States as a result of this news, he's very much mistaken, because it is a welcome parade, the Six of Wands, when it's upright. There could actually be protests about this when you get that kind of energy in reverse. Just saying. So let's look at congressional scrutiny that Niall Gardner is now calling for. Appetite for it, likelihood of anything being done. We've got the Hierophant. The Hierophant is the royal family, but it is also institutions. It's the establishment. It's play by the rules energy. So it's possible. I'm guessing that there might be some influence to dial it down. Although Trump has just come out and said if Harry has broken the laws, then he will support him being prosecuted. He's not going to deport him, but if he needs to pay a fine, if he needs to apologize, if he needs to fall on his sword, then Trump is all for it. Apparently, that was news today. So this is giving me two things. It's giving me maybe somehow the royal family will exert influence to block this, but it's also giving me energy and appetite for laying down the law, for enforcement. The Hierophant is all about doing things by the book. In reverse, it's rebellious energy, it's breaking rules. But this is high road energy. Do things right. Even if you're from very elevated status, a prince, you still have to play the game by the rules on the chessboard there. And I said playing games energy here in this 7 of Cups for me. Going to play the game? Play by the rules. And these are our rules, not your rules. It's coming through. So if there is an inquiry, we're in the realm of hypothesis here. If there is, outcome. Ooh, it's going to go reflect very badly on Harry. Very, very badly on him. That's the Hermit. Virgo card, Major Arcana, it's Harry. Harry forced into some sort of retreat, withdrawal, isolation, silence, disappearing, maybe even leaving the country. Because the Hermit retreats, withdraws, takes himself off somewhere else. It will go very badly for him. Of course, it doesn't reflect badly on Meghan. Who cares what she does, as long as she doesn't run for any political office. And we did spend a lot of time a few years ago looking at that because we kept getting messaging that she was aiming for the White House. Let's look at Prince William finally. What's he going to do about this sorry mess, if anything? I've got the 3 of Wands. He's waiting. He's all ready. The waiting card, the 3 of Wands, expectant, prepared, waiting to see which way the wind blows, what's incoming. I'm sure he's got all kinds of strategies ready, people briefed, lawyers, constitutional experts, all that kind of stuff. I'm sure he's got it all ready. The preparation has been done. By the time you get to 3 of Wands, you've been through the preparation phase, which is 2 of Wands, and now you are waiting, biding your time, waiting for the right moment to strike. That's 3 of Wands energy. So it's not huge because it looks like it might get sorted out here. We've got some big cards on this table, and it looks like Harry is in trouble, but so is the king and the royal family, and that's the main reason I've done this reading, and I'm doing the one to follow today. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you on the next one.